So I want to show you this game against the 2048. This has an amazing tactic in it. I enjoy this one a lot. Okay, I'm playing white. F4, D5, E3, C5, Knight F3, Knight C6, C3, Bishop to G4, D4, takes on D4, takes on D4, E6, Bishop to B5, Queen to B6, Queen A4, A6, threatening to take my bishop. I take the knight, he takes, I take, he takes. Okay. Centralize my knight, I attack his bishop and his pawn. He saves his bishop, I take his pawn, so I'm up a pawn. I take the knight. Okay, so now I'm up a pawn. Let's see if I can keep working with that. Just some little dancing around here. I'm threatening his bishop. He moves it. I develop a bishop to E3. He threatens my pawn. On B2, I just push it. He threatens my other pawn. On C3, I defend it with my king. Bishop is now eyeing this pawn, which is only defended by the knight. I bring the knight back, and not in love with that move. I guess the computer doesn't like it either. Pawn push, pawn push. Trade pawns. Now my rook has this open file, so he should challenge it, which he does. So, oops, I went ahead. Okay, so I was thinking for a while about what to do here. If you see the eval bar, I'm winning ever so slightly. I'm still up that pawn, and for some reason I was thinking of getting both my rooks on the A and the B files. Yeah, columns, rows. Yeah, files, and just missed that I just drop a bishop or drop a rook to the bishop. So you see the eval bar drop down. I take, so now I'm down a pawn instead of being up a pawn. He could grab another pawn, but he chooses not to. I'll protect with my bishop. Okay, so now I'm going to maneuver my knight around. I'm trying to figure out how to put my knight on a good square. It goes back into the corner. That is not a pretty place for a knight, but I'm trying to reroute him. Okay, so now I'm get to put my knight where I want him. So now I have an outposted knight. He immediately takes it. I take with the pawn. I think I'm doing good. And then he sacks, or, well, he takes my pawn. The idea there is that if I take back, and his rook takes my rook. So I can't take back, so I threaten his rook. He lodges it into my position. I sort of shut off access. Push the pawns a little bit. I think I'm going to try to break open. He takes. And then he just pushes my bishop away. So, then he takes my pawn. Things are not looking good. Rook over an open file. Defend, he attacks. Things are not looking good. And then, so I'm just like, well, I'm losing. I might as well go for it. So, attack his rook. He doesn't do, he notices. So now he has a pawn on the second row. And I have basically no defense. So I figure, hey, I'll go after his rook. It's a blitz game after all. He pushes his pawns. He keeps pushing his pawns. I attack his rook. He defends his pawn again. I keep pushing my pawn because why not? He's going to push his pawns. He does that. That's a nasty move because he wants to put his rook here. And so he moves his pawn in the way to cut off access. Great move on his part. I push my pawn. He threatens my rook. What do? Well, if I take the rook, then he promotes the pawn to a queen, so I just take the rook. He takes, and now I push again. And I'm like, ooh, this is interesting all of a sudden. I didn't realize that I was still totally losing. So he checks me, I step under, and then rook to B1 check. So what do I do in this position? Yeah, I block with the bishop. So I block with the bishop, and I'm thinking that I am totally winning because I cannot see how he's going to stop my pawn from promoting to the square because I've blocked off access. So I did not have, obviously, the eval bar on. So I thought I won. I thought I was, you know, I thought we were going to win this. I did not notice that it's actually mate in 23. So then he doubles up the rooks. The idea there that if I queen, let's say I turn to a queen, check. If I were to take back, check. Step through, he takes my queen, and now he's going to push his pawns. So that didn't work to push yet. So in the game, I go king to c5 again. Now, if he takes, I take. And if he tries to take, I take back, and I'm going to promote. So again, I'm thinking I'm winning. In the game, he goes, look at that eval bar jump. In the game, he goes rook to c1, which ends up being a draw. But the interesting thing is, so in this position, mate in 17, the computer says, how does he win this game? Take a moment and figure out what his best move in this position is. Okay, so did you see it? So it's rook takes bishop anyway. So nasty. The idea here is that if I take with the pawn, then he takes with the rook again. And if I take the rook, then he pushes the pawn. I push, but the key is he gets a check. And so now he's just going to harass my king. If he can trade off his queen, then he's going to push his 2 pawns for the victory. So that's how he could have won this game. In the game, let's see what actually happened in the game. I go there, he goes underneath, I promote, and then I go hide, and we just trade a couple of pieces, he pushes, I'm trying to do anything I can do here, and then he just blunders. He checks me, I go king to d5, and then he pushes his pawn. Look at the eval bar. It splits. He's up 13, 14 points to a mate in 1, which I find checkmate. Such an interesting game. Okay, thanks.